Meow, 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 meow. What's up, chat room?
Whoever you are.
Wherever you are.
Hey, spoiler alert there, chat room. You want to tell them, Jeff?
What?
We're not live.
We're not live.
No, we're not live.
But I know Paul's in there. Hey, Paul.
Paul's
Paul.
definitely in there for sure.
Who else is in there, Michelle? Shout him out.
Let's see. Lalo's probably in there. Now look, you put me on the spot. Who else is in there?
Kill Jadis is probably in there.
Kill Jadis is probably in there.
Yeah, B. Al is in there.
What about Ebony and Tyrone?
Ebony and Tyrone are in
Absolutely
there.
they are.
Yeah.
You know,
Mojo.
Paul just,
Mojo. What's up,
Yeah,
Mojo?
that's true.
Appreciate you being here. Did somebody say B. Al yet?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay. Jesus Alvarez? Jesus of Alum Rock is in
He's
there?
always with us. He's always
Absolutely.
with us.
Who else are we missing? Now, you know what's bad about this?
The Mangus twins.
The
are probably
Mangus
in
brothers
there.
are in there. Yeah.
Hello, Ron.
Oh, yeah, Ron the Materator. How about that
Ron
guy?
is in there.
Absolutely. And you know what's bad about this? Now, if we don't remember everybody that's a regular in our chat room, Foxy Scorpio is in there, then now we're going to be bad guys.
Bad guys.
I should have never have done this.
Oh, no.
That was the stupidest
Sorry,
thing you've done.
It's the
Jeff.
dumbest idea I've ever had.
Absolutely.
Wow, you got to shut me up, Jeff?
Yeah.
Wow, that was mean.
Will you stifle yourself?
Thank you very much. Thanks,
We love
Archie.
each and every one of
Each and every one of you. We love you very, very much. And welcome and thank you for joining us for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 272. So let's go ahead and kick it off.
Let's do it.
We ready?
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, collecting off, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, high running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio, hosted by Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Take it away, guys.
Why, thank you, Brent Musburger. What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murph back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Raiders Fan Radio episode number 272 coming to you live from Murph's Fan Cave. We appreciate all of you very, very much for joining us live tonight. Although you're live, we're not, because we are pre-recording this show so we can get after the Thanksgiving holiday, which starts tomorrow. So we're excited to do that, but appreciate all of you joining us live in the chat room tonight. Everybody that's in there for episode 272 at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. And also appreciate everybody that is joining us on the audio version of this podcast, which is brought to you by our good friends at Fansided and Just Blog Baby. We appreciate them and their support and their sponsorship. And we appreciate that. And you can find us on any audio podcast just by searching Raiders Fan Radio. And you can also ask your internet connected device, in which I'm not going to ask mine because the last time I did to make a joke about it, everything lit up in the house.
The show.
I just about, literally ruined the show. For whatever reason, the show turned off and whatever else. Anyways, but Is there anything else? Like any more housekeeping? I guess not. Just hit the button, hit the like, hit the subscribe.
Just press the damn button, nerd.
Absolutely. Just push the damn button and because anytime you push the button and share with your friends or share with the world on the social medias about Raiders Fan Radio, it gives us more advertising opportunities. And with more advertising opportunities, we make more money for our foundation, which is the One Nation Foundation. And so we appreciate you all very, very much for your support for that. All right. So before we get into the meat of the show, I'd like to introduce the 3-person booth that we have tonight. And so we appreciate very much starting off with my best friend and yours from, hold on, I got to get his new soundbite set up. My best friend and yours from the Western Annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. He is Swag Jeff.
Silent and profiling.
Nice. Love it. Man, good to be here.
Good to have you, Swaggo.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, so you mentioned about pushing the button. So we had 4,000 people push the subscribe button.
Yeah,
so we are over 4,000 subscribers now.
How about that?
For this little goofy podcast that we do, man.
Yeah.
So that's big time, man. We appreciate all the support as
we
always.
are so big, as Tony Montana would say. We're big time.
Big
time.
time.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm fired up. I'm wearing my new One Nation Foundation.
Oh, it looks good, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. It looks really good.
Like, tilt your head down. Tilt your head down. Show. Lower it. Okay, a little bit higher. Okay, now close your eyes.
What is my eyesight to do with it?
Take a step back.
Easy with that.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get fresh, Jeff.
Hey, easy. Put your head down. Close your eyes.
Ew.
Stupid ass. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, easy.
He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say?
Hey. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, man, it's so fun to.
We're so stupid.
You're so stupid.
Hey.
Yeah, you're
the
so
collective
stupid.
we.
Yeah, we. The proverbial we, right?
Proverbial we. Why gotta be a proverbial we?
I don't know.
We'll ask ourselves the same question.
Exactly. But man, I'm fired up. I'm fired up because we won.
Oh my gosh, let's go.
Yeah. So it's so fun.
What a friggin' football game. What a concept.
It's fun each and every week to talk about this and to come in and all that. But it's a little more special when we can, when we can gush on our team for winning a football game, right?
Sheesh,
That's right.
Holy cow. But hey, you know what? We don't do this show alone.
Heck no, we don't.
Absolutely not. So in the Southern Annex of the Western Annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk, please welcome Michelle Sway.
Hey, listen, I'm ready. I have my Domenico's chicken salad, so I can really dive in tomorrow to all those carbs and stuff. So
there we go.
And then we're coming off a win. Like, what a better Thanksgiving. I don't know.
It's all good.
Like, what else is there to be thankful for, right?
No kidding.
Absolutely. Good stuff there. So, do we want to do, I didn't even talk to you guys about this. Should we do that? Do we want to do a For Whom Michelle Tolls? Do you have one this week? About to win?
Yeah.
You got one?
I can do one. Yeah.
You got one?
Actually, I can, yes.
Do you want to do it now? Or do you want a minute? Go, I'll tell you what. Let's go to Swag Jeff first.
Okay.
Yeah.
To do to do our episode. How about this production on the fly, Raider Nation? Isn't this amazing? Let's go ahead and do episode number 272 and throw that over to my best friend and yours, who always takes our episode number and ties it back to something significant within Raider Nation.
Absolutely. So episode 272. So each and every week, I take a significant moment within Raider Nation, relate it back to the episode number, and I got a couple for you this week. So I want to give respect first before I even do this to our buddy T-Hom. The assistant to the assistant to the assistant, general manager of the episode numbers. Yeah. So he shoots me the numbers for this week, right? Yeah. So he says, hey, just so you know, I'm up to 342.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
I'm like, oh,
T-Hom's
wow.
putting in work.
Okay.
Wow.
He's working overtime. Man.
I hope we do this show that long.
yeah, no kidding, right?
Now we have to.
Now we got something to strive for.
There you go. You go. So much respect to T.O. But like I said, I got a couple for you.
Blessings and good health to us all.
Absolutely.
True.
Absolutely. So the first one's a career stat, second one's a season stat. Okay. So first, let's go with the career stat, and we're going to be talking about Nnamdi Asomugha.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
We don't talk enough about Nnamdi. One of the highlights of those Raider teams, right? Because we're winning a lot of highlights in those Raider teams, but talk about a guy that was absolutely represented Raider Nation. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I derailed it. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay, hot dog. So 2003 to 2010. Jeez. Yeah. The multi-season.
But you put on some glasses with a chain when you say that.
Yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. So he played from 2003 to 2010. Multi-Pro Bowler. Pro Bowler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So played in 122 games for the Raiders.
Nice.
And recorded 272 tackles.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. Much
Good
respect.
Stuff. Much respect.
So the second one is a season stat. And we're going to be talking about another guy that we don't talk about enough. And that is Napoleon Kaufman.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got
So
my autographed Napoleon Kaufman picture right here.
You sure do. So in 1997, he rushed for 1,294 yards in 272 rushing attempts.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, so a couple of good 272s coming at you. We had to cleanse the palate after the Carson Palmer one.
Oh, that's right. You had to do double up.
Ooh, that was rough.
That was rough.
That was rough.
I hated it.
Right.
I hated it.
You hated that. You hate that guy. I hate that Carson
Got a
Palmer.
whole lot of hate for that damn Carson.
Yeah, you sound like Happy Gilmore when you do that. I hate that Paul Barker. I hate that Carson Palmer.
Exactly.
All right, Jeff, go ahead and give us some contact info, and then we will find out for who Michelle told us.
Oh, nice.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murph would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. The at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio. Insta-something. Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio.
The ticky-ticky-tocky-tock.
TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good.
Oh! Let's go!
Oh!
How poetic.
Oh, that was money,
That
dude.
was
That was
so
awesome.
good. That's
Good
just
one.
like the Raiders game this
That's
past weekend.
Right? And no
Holy
wonder. The
cow.
better they play, the better our timing is around
I
here.
know, right?
That was money, guys. That was the best one yet.
That was
All
a
right.
good one.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I want to talk about these spineless mouth breathers on Twitter that continually and aggressively root for Derek Carr to fail. Like, that shit is so weird to me. I don't know, and I'm not talking about objective criticism. Like, objective criticism, those are healthy conversations to have, with your fellow Raider Nation fans. I'm talking about these people that, like, anytime he does something just remotely wrong, it's like a personal vendetta for them to cheer it on and, like, really pump it up. And, like, I get being angry, and like I said, I'm not talking objective criticism here. I'm talking about that ridiculous, just wanting to see him do poorly is just weird to me. Like, on Sunday, you should be screaming, just win, baby. You should be bleeding silver and black. The win is the only thing that matters. Like, that should be on or Monday or Thursday, whatever day it is. But that shit, y'all come back down to earth, because that is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. And I don't know if other teams do it. I don't pay attention to other, like, fandoms. And I know you say, like, do your fandom however you want to do it. But me personally, I kind of question your definition of fandom if you are aggressively rooting for somebody on your team to fail. That shit's weird. Don't do it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well done, Michelle.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it any better.
Couldn't have said it any better.
So freaking good.
Hi, this is AJ Cole from the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Just win, baby.
I like the one that you have on your board better than that one. Play yours. Play your AJ Cole.
That's too BB Bobby.
Yeah, play your AJ Cole.
Yeah.
There we go.
This is money.
That's a good one, yeah.
Hi, this is AJ Cole from the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio.
That's my favorite part of
Just
the whole
win,
thing.
baby.
Hi.
That's like he's the only person in the world that really hits the H in
Yeah,
high.
he does, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hi. Like it's you could almost say it's almost just I.
Yeah.
Like you barely like you're just like hi. Hey.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's like
Hi.
He takes the big Uncle Mosh breath in. Hi. Respect AJ Cole. Hey, respect to AJ Cole for calling tails.
Oh, hey.
For winning.
yeah, right.
They said it's his first coin flip he's won all season.
Oh,
was the
nice.
overtime one?
Boy, do we
gosh.
need
Yeah,
that,
respect to
man.
him.
Absolutely.
Too funny.
Did he say heads?
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
I mean,
Okay, now I got to go back and watch it because I bet that's exactly how
that's
he
probably
said it.
exactly what he did.
Oh my gosh, Jeff. Jackass. Look at my glasses all fogged up. I even use the
Already?
anti-fog wipes on there and it's
Oh
still
my
fogged
gosh.
up. Angst.
Oh, nice.
So dumb.
Reaching.
I should have left it alone. I should have left it alone.
Hey,
So-
speaking of which, let's hit respect.
Okay, respect. Jeff. Michelle.
Swaggy J Nation. It's time for a little respect. You know,
We don't have the chat to keep us in line.
I know,
All
right?
right,
Yeah.
off the rails already.
It ain't negotiated. It's earned. And without blowing
It's a good thing I'll go by
smoke
my
or
first
giving
name.
shameless plugs,
Oh, yeah.
we want
Josh.
to say salute and much respect to the following
Hit the button.
folks.
Hi, this is AJ Cole from the Las Vegas Raiders. You're listening to Murph, Mosh, Swag, Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Just win, baby. Hi.
Gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
That is looking. I can't even see. I'm sweating over here. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh, man.
All right, let's give some respect. Okay, let's give some respect. Oh my
Let's
gosh.
do that.
So first off, oh, you know what, Jeff? Would you mind getting that off the wall? over there?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Here, you might need that just to get that top one off there. I would like to give some respect to our good friend. He is the Jesus of Alum Rock, or our buddy out there, and he's in New Mexico now, but originally he's from Alum Rock area of San Jose, which is right around the corner from where I grew up in San Jose. And this guy's become a great friend of the show. He's the one that did this Hunter Renfro piece that's behind me here. He's a fabulous artist, and so he sent this week another new piece. You got it, Jeff?
Getting there.
Okay. It's just a screw.
I know what it is.
Here, hand it to me quick, please.
Hand it to him.
Thanks. Okay, so anyway, so Jesus did this piece.
Yes.
And it is,
Man, it's
look
so
at this.
badass.
Isn't that fun? So there's Mosh there and me and then Swaggo on the bottom. And for those of you in the audio podcast, I'm showing this picture. It's an ink and pen done on a canvas board here, and it's a caricature of the three of us, and it's done in like, it reminds me, Michelle, Jeff, you're too young, but Michelle, do you remember of like the Mad Magazine in the 70s and
yes,
stuff? It's
yes,
like,
yeah.
it's
I
like
know
that,
exactly what
you
you're
know what I'm talking
talking
about.
about.
It's like
Yeah.
that kind of vibe, man, and
Yeah.
it's so fun. So much respect to him. I love that like now literally the fan cave behind us here is becoming populated with just stuff you guys send us.
Yep.
And I just love that so very, very much. And so appreciate the Jesus for sure for sending that to us. And so also I want to read an email that he sent, and this came right before this thing arrived. And again, we proudly have it on display here because it's awesome. He says, first of all, congratulations to Michelle for co-hosting RFR.
Oh,
Nice.
He says, you're a natural fit. Also, forgive me for not including you in my latest project, for I did not know at the time you'd be joining the show. But as they say, I'll catch you on the flip-flop. Dear Murph, Swag, Jeff, and Uncle Mosh, thank you for helping me out during all those times of Raider team sickness. Thank you for all your charity work. I drew this using ballpoint pens and silver and black Sharpies on the back of a canvas board. Again, thank you for all that you guys do. Saludos to all of Raider Nation. Sincerely, the Jesus of Alum Rock. There he is.
That's so unbelievable.
Good. Absolutely.
Such a good guy, man, and really appreciate his art and like, you know, what with this Raider Nation thing and with us doing this show and one of the things that's come out of it, my favorite thing, first off, is the community service that goes on, whether it be from the different booster clubs or whatever, all the different, you know, areas of opportunity for us to, you know, all of us as a collective, whether that's like, you know, we know that a lot of the booster clubs will do like highway pickup. They'll do angel trees this time of year. They'll do drives where they'll raise money to give to like youth football teams for equipment, like all that, was it benevolence? Is that what you call that, right?
Yes.
So all that benevolence that comes from Raider Nation, I love that kind of stuff. My second favorite thing is the way that people take their fandom and it manifests. And Michelle, you are a fantastic example of this. They take your fandom, but then it manifests in your art. And like Jesus obviously is brilliant at that. You do such amazing work, and your shot there behind you, over your right shoulder, is a pirate ship that Michelle made for us. Which is an awesome pirate ship that she made. Also, I've got, let's see if you can see it here. You got Schmucky the Raider.
Yeah.
What started off as just like an offhand comment turned into a big joke around here. And Michelle actually made a caricature of Schmucky the Raider Bear. I'm showing for those of you on the audio podcast. But like, I just love that, how that creativity comes out in Raider Nation. It could be in music. In this case, it's art. In Jesus's case, it could be, you know, not for nothing. It could be a podcast. Like it could be like anything that you do, any of that output of that create. And I'll give you credit, Swaggo, because you're wearing the One Nation Foundation hat and use this as an opportunity to maybe promote our TeePublic a little bit. Yeah. Get one of these Raiders Fan Radio holiday shirts I'm wearing. You and Jimmy Zebach are doing these graphic designs. Like that's another version of the art and the way that your fandom comes out, isn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I've got a list of about 18 more that I want to work with Jimmy on, and yeah, but it's just, you know, it's cool to be able to express your fandom in different ways, and you know, and it doesn't always just have to be a Raider shield. Right. It's, you know, whatever you feel like Raider Nation is to you. Right. So with us, it's the podcast, it's the nonprofit, it's our booster club that we're gonna start, all these different things. So yeah, so if you can express that in different ways and not, you know, I mean, no disrespect to anyone just wearing a Raider shirt. I got about 100 of them, you know, but like to be able to do cool artistic stuff like that Schmucky, that's so cool because that's a one of one.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I love most about this stuff.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
All like our logos and different things and all the awesome work that Michelle does. Like no one else, you know, no one else will have that. Right. You know, so it's really cool. And then, you know, what Jesus did, you know, those pictures and stuff like that.
Or like Ron with the metal sign that he had, or Paul with the wooden carving, like all that stuff is just so neat. Talk about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the thing that especially as an artist, like I know what goes into, but you know, so for Jesus to take the time to do that, like I know what went into that. Like I know the thought and the time and the details on that are like, you almost have to see it in person to see all the little cool little details that he added into it. So for somebody just to take the time to love this enough to take the time to do that, I think is so cool. And I don't know, I've not seen another fandom do what Raider Nation does uniquely. You know, like other people do things, but not like I've seen in Raider Nation. Like that shit is so cool. And I love that he took the time to do that.
Yeah,
like it's just so neat.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well said. All right, hey, I got an idea here at the top of the show. Let's talk about the Raiders.
Why not?
Hey,
Why not?
let's talk about them.
Absolutely.
This is Trent Sig, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with Murph, Swag Jeff, and Uncle Mosh. Just win, baby.
What's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Will Compton. You're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with my boys Murph, Swaggy Jeff, and Uncle Mosh. Tune in because they fucking put out a banger podcast.
And respect to the boy, man. Respect to the boy. Yeah. So I hate that he's not wearing silver and black, but he's wearing red and black because he is on his way right now. I just saw on Twitter he's updated. He's still waiting for the official signing, but he will be joining my best friend Marcus Mariota in Atlanta to join the Falcons. So much respect.
Good for him.
Year 10, man. That's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, good stuff there. And appreciate Will, of course, and the way he represents Raider Nation. And so Jeff.
And what's the other guy's name?
Oh, my God.
He was
Will Compton.
Oh, Will Compton. Right.
Nice.
And so for those of you that are on the live feed, you can see Jeff is wearing, of course, the boys shirt, the Raiders version of the boys shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But talk about, since you got the swag on, talk about if you want to get a Raiders Fan Radio shirt or any of the other swag that we got, all that stuff, that amazing work that you see Michelle's got.
Yeah, Michelle's got the
DADC
on.
shirt on today.
There we
go. Okay, so if you want to get any of that, the DADC, talk about it, Jeff.
Absolutely, yeah. So RaidersFanRadio.com/gear. Click the T-shirt picture, and it'll take you straight to our TeePublic page. So we just uploaded last week. We just uploaded the Christmas shirt. It's called the "Tis the Season" shirt. So yeah,
and
so
it's only available for another month,
just until the end of the year, man. So I'm about to get a hoodie. I'm about to get a hoodie of that one, nice. For the cold months that are coming ahead. So really cool. You can get.
We're at the pool in Vegas.
That's right.
Totally.
Oh, the Bellagio pool though. We found out it's heated to 84 degrees.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. Okay.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
they're having a Black Friday sale, so go and get your hoodie.
Yeah. Hey.
There you go.
So yes, and respect to Christina at TeePublic. So
Yeah,
our
big
sales
time.
rep, Christina, she is fantastic. We love her to death. She's in Romania. But she still catches our show. So she's the one listener that we have in Romania.
Oh,
so
sweet.
Much respect to her. So she sent me, and we're 40% off.
Yeah.
40% off?
40% off, I think, for the rest of the day and part of tomorrow, I think.
I think so.
So it's like their early Black Friday stuff, and then they got stuff this weekend too, and I think it's back to like 35% or something like that.
There you go.
But right now it's 40% off.
Up to 40% off.
I went to.
So yeah,
I checked the page today
because
because I do that every day.
Okay, I do too. I do too.
Because I do my like daily online shopping at TeePublic. Christina emails me and goes, "Oh my gosh,
cool.
your shirts are doing so well," and I'm like,
nice.
"Yeah, no, I put in an order for like 10 of them."
Could
be
me too. Yeah.
It was me, but thank you. Yeah, it's doing really good. But yeah, much respect to her. Get your stuff
on. Gear.
40% off. You get a T-shirt for $13.
$13.
Yeah.
$13. And 100% of the money that we make on that goes to the One Nation Foundation. That goes to our nonprofit. And as we start our fundraising now for 2023,
That's right.
And so we're gonna look. We raised $10,000 this year. We are so thankful for it. And we've doubled it 2 times in a row now. So let's try and do it again. And that all helps out every time you buy a T-shirt from TeePublic. So we appreciate you very much. So if you're in the chat room now we're not live. For those of you that have tuned in a little bit later, we're not live tonight. We have pre-recorded this show because we've got some Thanksgiving stuff to get to for this week. But those of you that are in the chat room at youtube.com/RaidersFanRadio, hit an extra tab on your Google bar there and go over to TeePublic and RaidersFanRadio.com/gear. Hit that DADC logo there. It'll take you to the TeePublic website and get yourself a shirt. And we appreciate that because that, again, it supports the foundation. And we're not hawking you merch over here so we can make money. Nothing wrong with people that do that. Everybody does their own thing. But for here at Raiders Fan Radio, know that 100% of the money goes to our nonprofit. All right, let's talk about these darn Raiders. And before we get to the game stuff per se, I've got a really interesting clip here from Darren Waller. This is actually, I'll take one of something over there too, whatever we got. Jeff's playing bartender. Darren Waller's been criticized a lot by a Raider fan here lately about whether he wanted to come back to play for Josh McDaniels? Like, has he been, stringing along this rehab in any kind of way? Like, why isn't he taking the field, right? And I think that there's a fair amount of criticism that he has to endure because he just signed a big contract and he hasn't been on the field yet. What's really interesting, though, is that, thank you, Swaggo. Appreciate that. And so what's really interesting is that in this interview, he talks about the clip I'm going to feature is about fan response. But what was most interesting to me is actually the question even before that, but was asking about this lingering injury and asking about his ability to come back at a time. And he said, I've done that before. I've pushed myself to come back sooner than I needed to, and I wasn't as effective on the field. And I want to get 100% healthy because I want to give this team everything that I've got when I get on the field. Last year, I think it was a little different because we were in the middle of a playoff push. It was like we had to have him on the field, and so I think he saw the finality of it. This time it's different. It's early in the season. The guy was just trying to get healthy to come back and play the back half of the season healthy. And I think that's a fair thing for him to say. So, okay. All right. So all that said, he was asked, what do you do about all the fan noise? Because there's so much fan noise out there and so much criticism.
I mean, it's hard to ignore. You talk about ignoring. I can't ignore it when I write stories and people say things. Like, how do you ignore like social media and fans in general? Like, you don't want to ignore, but like just blocking out the negative.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't even allow it to have access to me. Somebody else runs my Instagram. I don't think a lot of people know that, but I'm not on my Instagram, so I literally have no access to that noise. I don't have the ESPN app on my phone. I don't have notifications set up, so I'm like that. Like,
is that on purpose?
Yeah, it's definitely to because me, I just know how my brain works. I know I'm somebody that's going to compare myself to other people. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to worry and get into fear and be like, oh man, like am I not good enough? I know how my brain works, and I set things up for me to stay as even keeled as possible.
I'm kind of taking it as advice because I'm the same way.
Hey, bro, we humans, bro. That's just how it is.
But when did you start having somebody else do that? Has that always been your thing?
That hasn't always been a thing. I've always struggled with it because I'd be on Instagram and I was like, man, I don't even want to be on here, but I feel like I'm just on here to impress people. So then I had some people from my marketing company do that after I read a book. It's called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. If anybody wants to check it out, it's a book by a Christian pastor. It talked about all those things and just it really worked for me. Just getting notifications off my phone, getting apps off my phone, just more present, just more in the moment.
I know you're a guy that likes routine, introspection, things like that. Like, how has that kind of helped you through this phase, like keeping to those routines and things?
Yeah, I'm a person that, results are important, and it's a very performance-driven league, but at the same time, I'm a process-driven person, and it's just because things may not look great, I may not be in a place where I want to be health-wise. Doesn't mean there's not things for me to learn. Doesn't mean I'm not maturing. Doesn't mean I'm not growing mentally, physically, spiritually in the process. So it just makes me a stronger player, a better teammate, just more humble, just more mature player. When I step back out there, I just know any set of circumstances that come, it gets bad sometimes, it's great sometimes, I've already ridden a lot of waves in my career, so I just know that it's just about trying to stay in the middle as much as possible.
All right, so there's a lot to unpack there, right?
Sure.
First off, I think there's a really good lesson in there for all of us, and especially for people that put themselves on camera and put ourselves out on social media. And, we can only evaluate the success of what we do based on the metrics that are provided for us. And that comes in the form of thumbs upping a thing, liking a thing, subscribing to a thing. Like, we have to be adhered to numbers to a certain extent. What I think is important there, and then like in our case, we do this show because we love it, right? And I'm not comparing us to Darren Waller, but you guys just follow along with me here. Excuse me. Is that we do this because we love it. We don't do it for clicks. We don't do it for likes. We don't do it for all that stuff. Now, in order to grow our foundation and things like that, we have to do things that lift those numbers up or whatever. But we don't do things seeking that stuff. We're not seeking publicity. We're not seeking those things. I think Darren Waller's saying the same thing here, that he plays football because he loves football. Right. He's going to play football when he's healthy enough to play football. He's not going to present anything on social media or otherwise to appease someone's criticism, to appease in someone's attention or blessing on his behavior or whatever else. He's going to stay completely insulated to his own thing. And so, and I'm maybe a little bit off on my comparison there, but I think that idea that if we can just compare ourselves to ourselves, and that's to me was what the big takeaway was. Where's our show compared to where it was last year, compared to where it was the year before? I'm going to compare us to us. I'm not going to compare us to Graphic. I'm not going to compare us to Kenny King. I'm not going to compare us to anybody else that does a podcast or puts out content. I'm only going to compare us to what we were. That's what Darren is saying there. He's not worried about anything else. He's just worried about him. And I can appreciate that mentality because ultimately, and here we go full circle, and I'll shut up and throw it up to you guys. That's what's going to give him the best results on the field. And that's what I care about. I don't care about anything, frankly, off the field and other than I care for him as a human being, but like what's going to give him the best opportunity to provide the best results on the field and go out there and kick ass for the Raiders. This sounds like he's following that path.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you really said it all. I mean, it's, I haven't heard him talk in a while. I really do like that guy. I like him a whole lot, and and a lot of people have given him crap. I've given him a little bit of crap, but I really like his point of, I'm not listening to what Swag Jeff has to say. I'm gonna get better because it was clear that I mean, even last year, yes, the implications were different, but he still came back too early. You know what I mean? Like, yes, he wanted to be there for his team because it was a make or break thing to go to the playoffs, to not, all that stuff. But he wasn't really that effective. He was almost used more as a decoy in that game against the Chargers last year. But, yeah.
We could see him at the game. He was running funky, running routes and stuff. Remember, Michelle?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah, there's something to be said about setting boundaries, like across the board, like in your life. But I can't imagine, because you've seen on Twitter how many players get into these fighting matches with Joe Blow on his broken recliner,
Yeah.
Why are you allowing that, whoever he is, to get into your head? Like, so setting those boundaries and having someone else run their social media, like, that seems so smart to me. And I mean, obviously, if I could, I would have someone running my social media, like that seems like such a smart, easy boundary to set. And I think, like waiting until you're as healthy as you can be, especially look at our record. Like, why would you be pushing yourself?
I agree with 100%.
If we were making that playoff push, then like, let's get in there and let's make some moves. But I mean, get healthy, look at the long term, and prepare for that. I think makes the most sense.
Absolutely,
but that makes too much sense for people. Like you can't be that sense. You can't make that much sense to a lot of people.
Absolutely, and and I don't know the exact, because last year was what, his knee? Was that what it was?
Yeah,
it was his knee, right?
He about tore his ACL. It was just like a strained band or whatever in his knee or whatever it was.
Okay, so it's like one thing didn't necessarily influence the other, but there's a world where you think of like if he doesn't push himself like that at the end of last season, like what does it look like his off-season regimen? I don't know. There's a lot of.
Well, he was running routes different, like you said.
Yeah.
So if he's running routes different, that only isn't affecting his knee. If he's running differently, maybe he's tweaking his hamstring a little bit. Maybe he's because he has to do things a different way than what he's not. Yeah.
Because we knew that he was healthy because he was here where we live for Tight End University this year, and he seemed to do pretty well at Tight End University. But we know those guys go pretty hard at Tight End University. Plus, he was like doing like MMA and like all that stuff while he was in town, and then he got hurt like not long after that. And so I wonder if like. You push yourself back from an injury, you're not quite as healthy, you're doing things a little bit different. Then when you finally do feel better, you're full go, and then bloop, you pop something else. Like, I don't know. Like, so I'm down with Darren in the way that he's pacing this thing. And I think what you said was an excellent point. This season is not turning out like anybody expected. Right. Why would you push yourself so hard back for, at the time, a 2-17?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that was before this game was played. So I get it. So let's give Darren a little bit of grace around this thing, because he's going to be a Raider for a long, long time. So let's fully get him healthy and back out there in the field. All right. Next up here, let's check in with arguably the MVP of the team. I think it's come down. Let's go a little around the room real quick. Okay, so if you consider, we've got Max Crosby, who we're getting ready to hear. I think Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, and maybe Daniel Carlson are your four. I think Wasted even put out a tweet about this, asking this kind of same question. But who you got? So if you had to pick your MVP of the season so far out of those four guys, who do you got, Swaggo?
Season so far?
Yeah, season so far.
Okay, so not just this game. Season so far?
Yeah, season so far.
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs? Okay.
It's a season in its entirety.
Yeah, just this season. Just in the 2022 season so far, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a toss-up between Max Crosby and Josh Jacobs, but if I had to pick one, it would be Josh Jacobs.
You can go with Josh?
Yeah,
I like it. See, I would pick Max on that one because I feel like we are such a deficiency on defense. Like, can you imagine if we didn't have Max playing the way he was playing, how bad this defense. Like I just think about that. We're like Josh. I feel like we can make up further, and it doesn't make
true.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I'm not trying to convince you guys, or but I just Anyways, a different, but it's an interesting question. And Devontae Adams, like, how do you not say Devontae?
Man,
you know what I mean?
right, yeah.
Dude is going to have the biggest season of his career with a 3-7 football team.
Yeah.
Like, he's almost at 1,000 yards already. Like, that just blows
and
my mind.
What, 9 or 10 touchdowns?
Yeah,
I think so,
and
right?
I think his record is like 14 or something like that.
Yeah, he's got
15,
10. I think he's got 10.
Whatever. He'll shatter all the Raider touchdown records
for
and,
sure.
and probably yardage and all that stuff too. He'll crush Tim Brown.
Oh, he's going to get Timmy's records. Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Yeah. And Derek's got, for Mr. freaking, who gets all the criticism in the world because he hasn't thrown a 3-touchdown game. Yeah, but he's thrown 15 touchdown passes this year. You know what I mean? Like, anyways. I know he needs to throw more, and I know all the understand. Doesn't absolve him of anything, Raider Nation. Take it easy there, Twitter hound.
Isn't it so sad that we have to literally preface every time we talk about Derek Carr, we have to say, don't go, I'm just being, it's so sad
so
that
crazy.
we have to do that.
It's that polarizing.
Because you feel like you really have to,
you have to
explain yourself.
Clarify it.
Yeah. That's
it really
so
is.
Clown.
It
oh
is.
my
It's
God.
terrible because it sucks. It's like you can't praise him without, like you said, about calling it out, because people will then assume you're a Carr stan or whatever kids call it. Yeah. And then you can't criticize him because then the other half of the people, they'll come and say that you're a Kardashian.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, no, guess what? Like, here, look. Like most of the world, there are gray areas to life. Like we can praise one side of it and then criticize another side of it and be like right down the middle.
Go figure.
Like, and lean one way or the other a little bit. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like it isn't an on or off switch. Like it blows my mind that people take it that way. Anyways. All right, let's get on to Max Crosby and hear what he had to say post game.
Honestly, it was incredible. Just having all these guys here, the work we put in, the coaches, the players, everybody, this is what we work for. And that's what we kind of emphasize. We had a great week of practice and just bringing that energy. It's the little details in football that make the difference. And truly having fun and playing for each other is everything. So we felt that today, and we got a huge win. So I'm just happy for all the guys, man.
So many close games that you guys lost, right? That's all everybody been talking about, right? One-score games that you guys have lost. Just tell me the feeling to finally come out on top of one. Because I know when you turn on the tape, you're like, man, if it's this play, it's that play, go that play, we win the game, right? So just talk to me about just finding a way to really gut it out and win this game in a really close game.
Max, another big day from you. Again, this Sunday, everyone thinks it's easy for you. Take us back to your practice week. How are you able to practice and hone your skills so you're able to have big days like this?
It honestly, it's every single day. Get my body right, the nutrition, the constant, repetition of working on what I do best. And I try to be the best player I possibly can be. And, I'm not going to stop until I get there, and I'm going to keep going once I get there. I want to be the best in the league, and I truly believe I can do that. And I try to do that for my teammates. There's always got to be people you look up to when it comes to the standard. And we got guys like Deron Harmon, Denzel Perryman, guys like that show up every single day and set that standard. And I try to be one of those guys. And, for me, like you guys said, like you joke about it, is there more I can do? And I always believe there's more I can do. I feel like I didn't have my best game. I feel like there's a lot more I could have done. And that's what it's got to be from everybody. No matter if it's a win or a loss, we got to find ways to, be even better. So that's my mindset every single day.
I just want to remind everybody, Pro Bowl voting is open right now. If y'all want to cast your vote for Max Crosby. Also, Max, one last question. I know you got to catch the bus.
Go.
We saw you do the baby cradle after the sack.
Okay, I got to tell you guys this. So in the video, you can't, obviously in an audio podcast, you can't see what's going on. What she gets ready, what she asks Max right here, it slays him. He starts cracking up and can barely answer the questions. Awesome.
Every single day.
I just want to remind everybody, Pro Bowl voting is open right now. If y'all want to cast your vote for Max Crosby. Also, Max, one last question. I know you got to catch the bus.
Go.
We saw you do the baby cradle after the sack. I think that was for your new daughter, Ella Rose. He thinks it's because you were making them your daddy. However, that's so tell us which one was it?
Max,
It was for
hey,
Ella.
Max, I
It
thought it was the two.
Ella, right?
You can't block me, man.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
I'm keeping it clean. It's for little Ella Rose. All right, thanks, Max.
All right,
Appreciate
Max.
it. We'll see you out there against the Seahawks. Bye.
That's so funny.
That's so funny.
That's so funny. You know, but some of the points that he said, and who was the woman right there?
Amber Theo Harris.
Okay, yeah, her. She said that Pro Bowl voting's open.
Yeah.
Is DPOY open yet? Because Max Crosby is making his case for Defensive Player of the Year, man.
Amen.
The guy balled out, and he said that he goes, well, I didn't play my best game.
Right?
I didn't play my best game. Bro, you had 2 sacks, a forced fumble. You essentially retired Melvin Gordon.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You retired his ass by forcing another fumble. Oh, and you blocked a field goal.
Right.
You could have done better. Come on, Max.
Not to say
Come
it's not
on,
his
Max.
best game, like to have that level of if everybody had that level of I
Holy
need to
cow,
get better, like
that
was clearly, if not his best game this. I mean, come on. But to have that, like, to be so humble and say, I could have done some things better. Dude, you like saved the game, kind of. Like, let's just be honest.
Oh, if he doesn't block that field goal, that's it. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff
That's
there.
A level of humility right there.
Right? We should all be like that. I can tell you, man. Yeah, good stuff there from Max Crosby. And and then especially just knowing his journey and what he went through and all that stuff. Like, it just, you can't, it's, if you're not some of the players, Darren Waller, Max Crosby, these guys, like, how do you not be fans of these guys? Like, it's crazy to me. All right, let's speak another guy and we don't hear him a lot post game, but another guy that I hate it that he might not be on the team next year, and I'm starting to feel like more and more that Josh Jacobs is not going to be part of the Raiders next year. And when I say that, and I've said that a few times on Silver and Black today, and people always say, like, well, why do you just assume that's going to happen? Why are you just going to assume that's going to happen? Because he's looking for that second contract, and second contracts are the contract in the NFL where you secure that generational wealth to take you and your family through the rest of your life. And if that contract is in a Jets jersey, you're going to New York. Like, and so look, and this whole idea of like, oh yeah, we can keep him and we can maybe we can get him for $15 million and we can get Le'Veon Bell left. Speaking of New York, like, he's gonna get a big dumb payday from a team, and I don't begrudge him.
Right.
But like, think about teams and you look at, like, now too, not to go on a total tangent, but the NFL shifted away from the running back for a long time, right? It became a less important of a position, and you could just, pull a guy in the 3rd or 4th round, throw him in there, use him through his rookie contract, and then move on. Now it's like the NFL's starting to kind of head back towards the bell cow running back a little bit. Nobody epitomizes that more than the Tennessee Titans. They're winning football on Derrick Henry and defense. The end. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? And so the NFL is starting to return to that way, to where if you don't have a Patrick Mahomes or, a Joe Burrow or a Josh Allen or whatever, you have a good old running back in there and freaking grind teams. Look at even like, and I know we hate him, but look what freaking Austin Eckler does with the Chargers. Like, that guy scores how many touchdowns a game? Like, I don't even know. It's like, I mean, the average is like 2 or 3 touchdowns a game. It's bananas. Like, so anyway, all that said, I hope Josh is back, but I don't think so. And go ahead.
Yeah,
you say something.
Yeah, well, and I'm totally with you. But I don't think it's because I think we could afford him if the team was just what it was, like, we're not going to bring anybody else in. We're not going to do it. We don't have any other needs. We're solid at O-line. We're solid in the secondary, all that kind of stuff. Sure, up the middle of the defensive line, all that stuff. Sure, you can say, yeah, we'll overpay for Josh Jacobs a little bit. Money will be tight, but we'll get it done. But there's so many other things that we need to address that, unfortunately, he's probably going to be the casualty of that, of growing this defense, growing the O-line, things like that, because, you got Zeus White in the backfield, you got Amir Abdullah and stuff like that who, yes, won't be as effective as Josh Jacobs. Sorry, they just won't. But they're just going to have to make do with what they got and let Josh go get a payday.
Well, and it might be, jury might be out on Zamir White a little bit just because we haven't seen him. But that's no coincidence, Michelle, is it, that we drafted him last year? I mean, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's got to be like a potential replacement for Josh Jacobs kind of a thing, right?
Yeah, but even hearing like Josh McDaniels seems surprised at how well Josh is playing. Like, and I mean, obviously, as a dopey fan who really wants the team to stay, because they've built this like relationships together, and obviously a clown. But yeah, like That's me. Never have my clown nose in my purse just in case. But yeah, you know, but you also have to think about like this guy's he's gonna have a family, like he's gonna have you know, like you really have to think, you know, if you were offered a better position at a job, even if you've been there for so long, you're gonna take the better position, you know, if it means taking care of your family and yourself. And it is hard. But yeah, they bring in a lot of running backs. It felt like they really stacked it with running backs. And so it does basically, the writing is kind of on the wall, but, you know, I'm crossing my fingers that something weird happens and they keep him because, well, one, he's good and you know it. Like these other people, you might get lucky, but they might be busts. Who knows? Like we won't know until it happens and then, then he's gone already. So,
yeah. That's true. I feel like it's inevitable that there's some team out there that's just going to be willing to make a dumb offer.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, and you think about teams that are like big time running teams over the years, you know, you think of like Pittsburgh, but they already got their guy, right? You know, they already got Najee Harris.
He sucked this year.
Yeah.
Has he really sucked
this year?
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
so good.
I don't know. So I don't know. I think that there might be somebody out there that'll just pull the trigger on it. You know, like a Baltimore.
I'll go to Chicago. Yeah. You know, Mojo called that a while back.
Oh yeah.
You know,
going to Chicago.
Think so.
Yeah. See, and that's because it's anybody that's going to have a lot of money. And a good defense, and there you go. Speaking of Chicago, and a young quarterback. There you go. You throw Josh Jacobs on there, and all of a sudden you got a pretty darn good football team. You know what I mean? So, anyways, all right. So let's check in with. Let's talk about Josh Jacobs. Let's actually hear from him.
Josh, you have been a Denver Bronco killer, man. You have had so much success against the Broncos. They said pregame you're out there without the shirt off, running around, looking, making sure they all saw the physique. Talk a little bit about how you were able to destroy this Broncos team again.
Man, I tell the guys, man, it's just about the mentality, man. You know, whenever you play a divisional opponent, it's always about the mentality, you know. And like I said, as a running back, I feel like it's my job to set the tone and set the tempo. So, you know, me going out there with my shirt off was just letting the guys know that, like, shit, it might be cold, it might be whatever, it might be raining, whatever. But we ready to play, and we going to come to play today.
You need to do that before every game. 109 yards. We want to see that before every game. But let's talk about Davante Adams. The final drive, you see the big play from Foster Moreau, and then you know the play call is to go to Davante. What's going through your mind at that point?
Man, so I knew it was RPO. Obviously, it was a first down, too. So as soon as I seen the guys bite in, you know, they was all loading the box the whole night. As soon as I seen the guys bite in, I knew he had a reroute. He could take it whatever way he wanted. I was watching the play. You know, they bid on it on the other way, and he was just wide open. I was like, that's the wrong guy to leave open. But, I mean, I'm happy how it played out.
Well, number one, Davante Adams need to be thanking you for the touchdown because there ain't no RPO if you ain't toting it the way you toting it. But just talk to us about the offense today because this is what we expected from the offense, right? If they want to stop you, you got to bring an extra guy down in the box, and then you're going to free up Davante Adams. If you want to double DA, then I'm going to come downhill and run at you, and I'm going to eat up some yards. So talk to us about the offense today, how y'all got in the rhythm running and passing.
Yeah, man, I told them, you know, with them playing, you know, Derrick Henry and, you know, holding him to a good game, I knew that they was going to come in this week and try to, you know, follow the same recipe. And I was like, man, you know, in my eyes, I'm like, I don't care if you load the box or not. We gonna eat. And when I came on the sideline and I told, you know, I'm like, man, they putting 8 in the box. Y'all got to win. Somebody got to make a play. Somebody got to be a dog. And, man, a lot of guys made plays when it mattered. And we came out with the win.
You know what I love about that is that, you know, our good friend Jeff Murphy, who we're going to get QB Jeff back on the show here semi-frequently, very, very soon, once his MTSU obligations are done for their football season, because Jeff is now the color commentator for all the MTSU Blue Raider football games. And so anyway, so one of the things that Jeff said very early on when we assembled this offense was exactly what Josh was talking about right there. You bring people down. We've got one-on-ones with DA. He's going to win. And there we go. You start backing up and playing that depth off the line of scrimmage. Here comes Josh Jacobs. Like, that was kind of like, it was kind of nice to not only see it, but then to have him talk about that exact same thing. And I thought that analysis by Jeff was great.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Hey, Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
So before we move on, everyone in the chat, thanks for being here. We don't know who you are right now, but because we're not live, we're posting this as a premiere because it's Thanksgiving time, man. So yeah, so we've all gone to the store and we're buying our stretchy pants.
That's right.
And all that stuff.
Yeah,
so we're ready to go for tomorrow.
We're all at home cooking right now.
We are.
That's actually true. I might jump in the chat though tonight while I'm prepping. For
Me too. That's what I think I'm gonna do too. Yeah.
There you go. So Ron, I hope you're keeping everybody in line. There. You know,
keeping those bots in line.
Godspeed, Ron.
Exactly. Hey, so I wanna talk for just a minute. So Michelle had her from whom Michelle told.
Yeah.
So I got an issue that I want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So before we talk about what the media says, I want to talk about what Raider Nation is saying. And because the room is divided right now. Not our room. Our room is all Raiders all the time, which is the way Raider Nation should be. But there are some folks out there that really they're looking for the team to tank.
Ugh.
They're looking for the team to tank. They're looking for, our next career player that we're going to get in the draft if we go, top 3, top 4. People were even upset that we dropped from 2 to 4 in the draft order. Like, bro, why are you suggesting that the team tank? First off, I don't think any team ever tanks ever. Like
maybe outside of an NBA team on occasion. Never in the NFL.
That's absolutely ridiculous, man. Like NFL team, they are not tanking, and you're putting all your stock in one of these, premier guys. We want C.J. Stroud. Oh, we want the defensive end from Alabama. All that stuff. You don't even know. First, 2 points to that. First off, you don't even know if that player is going to pan out.
Yep.
Let's talk about
the
Jamarcus.
draft is a crapshoot.
Let's talk about Jamarcus. Let's talk about Ryan Leaf. Let's talk about some of these big busts. Top
Zach Wilson.
Exactly. Exactly. Totally. So so you look at stuff like that. It's not a for sure thing. So the idea of being pissed off that your team has won the game because you've lost 2 draft positions, give me an effing break, man. That's so damn stupid. And my second point to that is, let's not forget who's running this organization. Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler. Where'd they come from? New England. And what did they do? They pass on all the big top name guys and they go and get their guy. You know what I mean? And it's not like, yes, everyone, they have their guys. It's not going to be like the next Cleve Farrell. We're not going to see a thing like that again. Well, maybe we will. I don't know. But, they go and get their dudes. So they're not worried about who's the #1 overall pick. They're worried about winning. So tanking is absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous. And second off, so we didn't play the clip, but, if you are a part of Raider Nation and on social media at all, you saw the celebration in the locker room. The celebration in the locker room was a beautiful thing. It was so freaking good because I feel like it exemplified all the things like this past week. Derek crying, Derek upset, team's not together. We have some people not giving it all. We had a special week at practice and couldn't put it together on the field. And so it's these captains, so Devontae, Derek, Max, Harmon, all these guys, they get together with a team and hey, this ain't working. We need to do something different. We need to play like Max Crosby plays on every single play. We need to come together. We need to have fun. We need to just relax, settle down, and play freaking football. And that's what they did this week. And so why wouldn't you celebrate as a captain? Because some people said, well, the captain shouldn't allow that because they didn't win the Super Bowl. They didn't win the Super Bowl. They won to become 3-7 against the Broncos. Well, guess what? We have not, as the Las Vegas Raiders, we have not lost to the Broncos. That's a reason to freaking celebrate that we have swept them, not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row. We've swept them. It's an amazing thing. Yes, we know to keep it in perspective. We didn't win the Super Bowl. We didn't win it. But you know what? We won as a team together. And for everyone said that, the captains need to be pissed off about that celebration. Get the hell out of here. Are you serious? The way that DC comes running in after the thing into the locker room and he gives McDaniels a big old hug and the team's chanting DC, DC, DC.
How did that not fire you up?
I'll tell you, in that moment right there watching that video, Derek Carr's our quarterback. I'm sorry.
Oh, he ain't going
Derek
anywhere.
Carr,
He ain't going anywhere.
We all eat our words. I don't know if you said it, Michelle, but I know Murph and I both said it, that, I think this is his farewell tour.
Yeah.
No, it ain't, bro. He ain't done.
Yeah.
He ain't done. And it doesn't.
I'm walking that one back because we talked about that when you were like, I feel like he's grieving his.
Yeah. No, he ain't. No, he ain't.
I don't
and it
think
doesn't.
so
And it
either.
doesn't matter if we win another game this season. Derek Carr is our quarterback for at least the next 2 years.
I think so.
Now we may go in the 4th round of this draft and go grab Hendon Hooker, who just tore his ACL, Fly High King. But he'll be available.
Right.
He's 24 years old. Derek will finish playing his contract out. Hendon Hooker will have 2 years. And everything will be fine. We'll
have all that time to learn
we'll
that
have a
complicated
27-year-old Hendon
playbook.
Hooker starting at quarterback in a few years, whatever. But Derek Carr is not done. But and if we don't draft Hooker, it's okay. I'm not going to be pissed off about that because I don't marry a player. I wear the shield.
right.
I'm a fan of the Raiders that are, not the Raiders that aren't.
That's
and so,
it.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So and that brings me right back to the tanking thing. Why the hell would you want to tank for a player that doesn't wear the shield right now?
Yeah, man.
He's not wearing the shield right now, so you shouldn't give a shit about that guy. When he wears silver and black, then you can be excited. You can be fired up because that guy's a Raider. But guess what? CJ Stroud ain't a Raider right now. He's a freaking Buckeye, and I hate his ass for that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Bryce Young is an Alabama guy. I hate Alabama, and I hate Bryce Young. But if he wore silver and black, I'd love him. He'd be my favorite quarterback ever. But right now, Derek Carr is my favorite quarterback ever.
Oh, let's
you know what
go,
I mean?
Jeff.
So come on, guys. Get your shit together. Stop
Please.
looking for the team to tank. We just beat a division rival. I hate the freaking Broncos.
Yeah.
I hate them so much. And we beat them, and we beat them 6 times in a row, dude. Like, be freaking hype about that. Look for something, like you say, look for something to be positive about. Look for something to be excited about. I'm excited as hell, man. We're 3-7. This shit sucks, but I'm so fired up and excited. And we're gonna go out to Seattle. We're gonna look at the 12th man or whatever. We're gonna give them the double bird, and we're gonna beat their ass in their house, dude. Let's go. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. Let's go. Let's go. The season starts now, bro. 10-7, 10-7, and you know what? We're all being, like we said at the beginning of the year. And I'm rambling. I'll shut up.
No, you're gonna run,
like we
everybody.
said at the beginning of the season, all of our division guys, we're all beating the shit out of each other. I'm telling you, still 10-7 might win the play or win the division.
Listen, if that game didn't give you just glimpses of hope of where we're headed, and then seeing that celebration, and I was set up in an art show, so I couldn't keep up with the game because I was really busy and it was a really good show, but I was trying to keep up on Twitter. I was popping every once in a while. And the last thing that I saw was when they had to punt it away, like with near the 2-minute, and I thought, this game's over.
Yep.
And somebody on Twitter said something like, they just need a first down, and that's the game, right? The Denver needs the first down. That's it. And I was like, we lost this game. Devin was with me, helping me. I was like, but we lost the game. Yeah. So I get in the car, and the ESPN app, gives me notifications and says Raiders beat Broncos, and I was like, what the. I couldn't believe it. And I called him and I was like, dude, we won that game. And so then I saw the celebration and I went and watched, I rewatched the game yesterday and the day before. And because rewatching games that are wins are so much easier.
So much more. That's fun homework to do.
Good,
yeah.
But I was just like watching that celebration and watching them all kind of almost breathe a sigh of relief because they got to win. Like, how could you not want to celebrate with them? Like, I got not emotional in a weird way, but I was just like, man, that was good. I was so happy for them that they got that win. And I don't know how that game. Yeah, I mean, it was still kind of a rough game because they moved the ball well and didn't score very much, but there were glimmers of hope in that game, and I don't know how you could see that and not think, oh, we are headed in the right direction.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. My favorite part of that, and you all have already put it so well. Last point on it, though, I'd like to make is that one of the things I loved about that video is that it absolutely blew up every negative reporter, every negative fan opinion got annihilated all in that one video, including our own. I'm not absolving us from the things that we talked about. We speculated because we heard from reputable sources.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That there was division in the locker room, that players weren't getting along with Josh McDaniels, especially Derek and Josh, that there was that there was this lack of confidence around ownership, and talking about Derek and about calling out his teammates and all that kind of stuff. Like there was, and as I've said numerous times too, that when that speculation happens, if the Raiders don't give us evidence to believe otherwise, we're forced to, at a minimum, consider that speculation as potential for truth. This video threw all that shit out the window. Yeah. There's your evidence right there.
Right. Absolutely.
There's your evidence of the community in the locker room. There's your evidence of their relationship with their coach. There's your evidence for relationship with the quarterback. All the evidence is there. So you may not like the evidence because it didn't make you right. Well, guess what? That's what happens when you speculate. You're taking a shot on whether something's right or wrong, and maybe your source is full of shit, and maybe your source is freaking Paul Gutierrez. Well, I'm sorry, Paul. You know what I mean? Sorry if Josh DeBoe's sucking egg on this one. You guys were effing wrong.
Right.
Well, honestly, based on the information that we were given when we made our assessments, it made sense that Derek Carr was kind of grieving at the end, and like it made sense. But we were given new information. We were presented with evidence, and we changed our perspective. Like, that's a novel idea, right?
Yeah.
Like, see it and then change your perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's really it's so crazy to think that a win to get us to 3-7 is a statement win, and the win that this team needed to turn things around. Because, like you said, that celebration showed me so many things. That the embrace that Josh gave to Derek, they're cool.
Right.
They good.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
You know what I mean? Like,
Immediate.
they good.
Yeah.
To hear all the stuff after the fact, like all the press conferences with Devontae and Derek and all that stuff, and to hear, Max and Josh talk and stuff like that. There was other interviews with Harmon, stuff like that. Like everyone talking the same thing. Like everyone just kind of chilled out this week. We had a really good week at practice, which,
we've heard that before.
Yeah, we've all heard that shit before, but they backed it up a little bit this week.
Yeah.
They backed it up big time. And, for them, what the Broncos score? 16 points? God forbid our defense does the right thing and keeps them under 20 points. And look what Derek Carr does. We talked about it last week. Derek Carr, I think in his entirety of his career, it's 26.3 points per game that the defense has allowed. And it's like an average for his career, which is the most in NFL history since the merger. So come on, man. So if the defense comes out and balls out a little bit and does the right thing, this is what we get. It all works hand in hand. So you see those celebrations, and it makes you think so many good things about where this team's headed, what it's doing. And yes, we know we're 3-7.
Right.
But hey,
that's the thing, is that, and to go back to like the point you were making earlier is about how we have to it's a shame we have to qualify these things. Like, we can praise the Raiders for what happened, and it doesn't absolve the 3-7 record. No one's absolving Josh McDaniels' freaking jet sweeps on 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, that stuff didn't stop existing. Those criticisms didn't stop. Derek overthrowing receivers didn't stop it, you know what I mean, existing. Our lack of interior pressure, our lack of being able to hold up coverage in the secondary, all that stuff still exists. And we still hold the team, for whatever our fan opinion is worth, accountable for those things.
Sure.
But that's not the current topic of conversation.
Right.
The current topic of conversation is we beat the effing donkeys.
Yeah, let's
the
go.
end. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's it.
Well, like you said, culture eats strategy for breakfast, man.
Amen.
So step one of this entire new regime, step one of everything, we sucked this year. 2-7, now we're 3-7. But step one to get anything right was to get the team to click.
That's right.
And now we see them start to click a little bit in moments like this. And yes, there's still a lot of stuff that they need to polish up.
Oh, we might get our ass beat against Seattle this week.
It's very possible. But you know what?
But we could also win.
But we could also win. But then if the story coming out of Seattle is that, there was this in the locker room, or this with McDaniel. No, it wasn't, because now we know. So I'm not going to believe any of that attempted blame on dysfunction. That to me, I think what it is too, guys, is that's a sore subject for us, especially for folks like you and me, Michelle, that go back with this team a minute.
Right.
We were dysfunctional for a long time, for real dysfunction.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about, fired with cause with an overhead projector kind of dysfunction.
Right.
Like, there was, you want to marching our freaking kicker out for a 76-yard field goal just to piss off the owner kind of dysfunction.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what this is. So, any of those attempted, and again, it's like these old school sour grapes reporters that are just like, oh, this is the Raiders. No, this is different. I get that it's not clicking. I get that, or wasn't for whatever reason. And then I get 3-7, but that's not what this version of the Raiders is. Not that version of Raiders. This ain't 06, right?
It's not. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, it's so easy, especially when you've been a fan for a really long time. It's easy to reference what we've been and what we've done and the shit that we've been through, but you can't take this. It's not that, and you really, which is hard for people to do. It's hard to forget the past. It's hard to do that, but you really have to. I mean, because this is very different. Things are very different, and things even feel different, which I might say that every year, but they really do. And so, yeah, I think it's hard, but people have to really try to forget all of the crap that has happened in the past. That's not what's happening.
That's not what happened. And to keep it on point for Vegas, the dice have no memory. The 2022 Raiders is not influenced by the 2006 Raiders.
That's right.
Like, this is a completely new thing, completely new regime, and like Jeff has said, and both of you tonight so amazingly well, like, this is encouragement for what's going forward. That may not mean 10-7 in a playoff spot this year. But here's what I think is going to happen. I'll say this. I'm going to shut up. We need to go to a break, and then let's get to what the media says. I told Scott this the other night. I think the most Raider thing ever is for us to go 9-8 and win the last 4 in a row. Dude. Wouldn't that be insane?
Let's go.
Beat the Chiefs on the last.
The most Raider
you know
thing
what I mean?
Do.
Because we'd miss the playoffs. We'd have that middle of the road draft pick. But we'd have beat the freaking Chiefs to end the season, and we'd all be just like,
that's right.
Yeah,
freaking
the roller coaster that we've been on all year long. We're at the tippy top of it, and coming into another offseason, we're like, we're going to win this Super Bowl.
Exactly.
All this and that, yeah. But you know what? I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. Hey, and to go back to some of the older days of the Raiders, I will never forget. And then take us to break after I say this. I will never forget one of my favorite Raider wins. I believe it was '99, which was the second year of John Gruden. He had brought us back from, the pits of suck in the NFL, and we came back. I believe we finished the season at 8-8. We play Kansas City in Arrowhead, last game of the season, and beat them. Come back to beat them late, Michelle, and rest in peace, Darryl Russell. On the way off the field, he looks dead into the camera and goes, "We going home?" But they going home. And it's like, because we knocked him out of the damn play. And like, that's the kind of thing I would love to see us do. Play spoiler, beat the Chiefs on the last game of the season, and then, be encouraged going into 2023.
This is Raiders Fan Radio. I'm Brent Musburger, and I don't care who wins, as long as it's the Raiders.
It's a shame nobody around here ever has an opinion on stuff. I'm telling you, we gotta. All right, let's check in with the Pat McAfee show. Love Pat McAfee show. And so there was speaking of dysfunctional rumors. Okay. Have you heard this, Michelle, about how the Raiders have not fired Josh McDaniels because they're so cash poor they can't afford to pay 2 coaches at the same time?
Yeah.
You heard this ridiculous notion?
Yeah.
And every time it comes up, we always shoot it down as an absolutely ridiculous notion. Because it is.
Because it's ridiculous.
Because they're an NFL football team that's valued at, I don't know how many billions of dollars. Yeah. Like that idea that like they're so cash poor they can't pay for, like, give me a freaking break. Yeah. So anyways, it's Ian Rappaport on the Pat McAfee show, and you got to really kind of listen to it to pick up on how quickly he shoots this thing down, and then they kind of move through it. But anyways, here you go. So here's your evidence from one of the most reputable reporters, national reporters there is, in Ian Rappaport on the Pat McAfee show.
That division is a massive question mark right now. Can't fire McDaniels because of money reasons, right? Allegedly in Las Vegas.
No, they're not going to. The money's that was wrong. The money's fine. They're not going to fire him. But
Breaking. Okay, because that whole division, if you think Hackett maybe first year not even going to make it, then the Raiders allegedly the false report we're hearing now, right? False report was that they would have got rid of McDaniels or will get rid of McDaniels if they could afford it. They can't afford paying him and another coach. Allegedly, there's the IRS is involved in a whatever. There's a lot going on over there. You're saying that's fake? Okay, that's big news.
All right. I love Pat McAfee, but listen, he's buying in a little bit to some of these bullshit rumors. So first off, he notes there that he says what we had just mentioned, which is completely untrue and a completely ridiculous sentiment. But then I'm kind of bummed that he did this. He brought up this thing with the IRS.
Yeah.
This goes back to last year. This was brought up in August of 20, and I went and looked last year. August of 2021, I found a story. I believe it was on like Raiders Beat or something like that. And might have been even Just Blog Baby had it. But anyways, the point being is that there was apparently some employees or some revenue. There was something that didn't get reported, and it got the IRS's attention, and Mark Davis had to hire some lawyers to handle it. And guess what? There's been zero story on it since that happened. So effectively, somebody made a mistake somewhere. The Raiders addressed it, and it's done. It's over with. So, like, Pat's like, he's kind of perpetuating some of these, and I'm like,
why are you bringing up old stuff, Pat?
What are you doing? Bring up old shit, Pat. You know what I mean? Yeah, be happy because your Colts beat the Raiders, so leave us the hell alone. You know what I mean? All right, next up, let's go back to talking about Max Crosby, because Max Crosby deserves his own show after his performance this week against the Donks. And so we haven't had a good old Baldy's breakdown in a while.
Oh, I love these.
So let's listen to a Baldy's breakdown on Max blocking the kick.
The Raiders win in overtime, and everybody's excited about the win, and they should be. They earned it. But maybe this game doesn't go to overtime. Maybe we're not talking about Devontae and Derek and Josh, unless Max Crosby can do his best imitation of a condor right here. Like 2 seconds ago in the half, and he blocks that field goal. The art of blocking a field goal. Lost in the shuffle, maybe. This game doesn't get to overtime without Mad Max right here, putting the big right wing up. And like a condor style, deflecting that ball and keeping it from going through the goalpost. Nobody plays the game like Max Crosby. Nobody. Like, do the condor dance, Max. Go get it. That's a good feeling.
Nobody enjoyed a good Donnybrook more than sixth-year linebacker Phil Villapiano.
This is Phil Villapiano, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied, he's thrown. It is!
All right, appreciate all of you joining us here for episode number 272 of Raiders Fan Radio. Everybody that's in the chat room tonight, we're not live, but we love you.
Yes, we do.
We appreciate you very, very much. Everybody that's in there tonight at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Y'all are the best, and we will see you live for sure next week, and hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. And we love you all very, very much. So you can join us a multitude of ways around here, as I just mentioned, in the chat room, which is the best chat room in all of Raider Nation, all of sports, if you ask us. But you can also call the show at 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. And you can leave us a message 24/7. And if we play your message 3 times on the show, we will refer to you as a made man or a made woman. And so we appreciate you very much contacting us that way. Or you can email the show. And if you email the show an indefinite amount of times, you could become a made man or made woman that way. And you can email us at...
Oh, it's very inventive. I hope everyone get a pencil out.
Okay.
Let's write it down.
Okay.
It's S as in Sam.
Like 2 S's?
No, just one. Just one.
Reminds me of John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. You mean I got to stab her 3 times?
Yeah. S is in Sam. AJ Cole said it best. H is in hi.
Hi.
OW at RaidersFanRadio.com. So
That's
yeah, email us, and however many times we see fit. If it's a really good email, then a few times will get you made, you know?
And we've got one out of the gate tonight.
Oh, do we now?
We've got a brand new made man right out of the gate tonight via email, because he's now emailed us an indefinite amount of times and bringing high quality.
Good.
Bringing freaking awesome emails. And so let's go ahead and jump in the emails and first read it to us, Michelle, and then we'll play the music. But who do we have tonight?
Here we go. Happy Thanksgiving, RFR crew. Joel, a.k.a. Hooligan Nation from the 515. I'll make this short. What a difference a week makes. Silver and Black get an OT win against the Donkeys, which was the perfect appetizer to the upcoming holiday celebrations. I hope you all enjoy family, friends, and plenty of food. Let's feast on some chicken hawks. Let's go, Raiders. Just win, baby. 2 more, and they call it a streak. Fingers crossed.
Ah, nice.
Hooligan Nation. Man.
Good stuff, Hooligan Nation. We appreciate you very much, and welcome to your seat at the table. You are now the newest made man here at Raiders Fan Radio.
You are a made man. You showed you are part of the family by participation. By chance, a man like yourself should make enemies, then they would become my enemies. Showing you are a friend of Raiders Fan Radio, you have leapt across the line. Friendship is everything. Friendship is more than talent. It is more than the government. It's almost equal to family. Be loyal. Made man, Raider fan. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this as a gift. And don't ever forget, words can hurt more, but silence can break hearts.
All right, there is Hooligan Nation Joel.
Love it.
Congratulations. Congratulations on your seat at the table and being the newest made man. We appreciate you. And like Uncle Mosh says right there, it's all about participation, man, because more of you and less of us is a good thing. So, all right, let's continue on to hear from you in the Sea of Fans mailbag. Michelle, who do we have next?
All right, we got Silver and Black Mac. All right. Salute RFR. Salute Nation. A few things to discuss. Anyone suggesting we tank is utterly ridiculous. Positioning a team for a flag on the currency of hope poll is giving up. Last time I checked, New Orleans was the worst game of the season so far. The other games we've had a chance to win. Coach, keep up the aggressive play calling. I love it. Special teams. Carlson had a solid game, even with the one early miss. Dude is clutch. Cole is sleeper. This guy is punting guru. Glad he is a Raider. Defense. 2 words. Mad Max. The Condor. Blocked kick. 2 sacks. Perryman. Tyler Hall. Offense. Josh Jacobs is a defender's nightmare or daydream because he's different. Derek Carr invited Foster, Jacobs, Hollins, and Cole to the table for snacks. Adam sat down for the whole meal. He make defensive backs look inebriated. A win is a win. This was clearly a team win and why we saw so much joy in the locker room. Yeah, that feeling, just win, baby. Unfortunately, some of our fans are fake GMs and want us to continue to lose games for draft picks. Ah, yes, Victory Sunday gave us a marvelous Monday, a terrific Tuesday, a wonderful Wednesday, a thankful Thursday, like last year, a fantastic Friday. Have a safe week, Nation, as we gear up for the next attack. Salutations from the Silver and Black Mac. Raiders!
Right on.
Yeah.
Good email.
That's a great email.
There you go, Silver and Black Mac.
That was good. All right. Next, we have Matthew Mangus. All right. Hello, RFR family. Finally, the Raiders have earned a victory the Raiders have earned victory over the Donkeys. There are 3 things in life we can count on: death, taxes, and the Donkeys being our bitch. Seriously, what made them think they were going anywhere just because they got Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited? The only thing he has unlimited is unlimited access to Sierra's Love, Sex, and Magic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too bad they can't win you a football game. True. Need I remind everyone that LOB won him that solo ring. Oh, Legion. Oh, yeah. And the one chance he had at to cement his legacy, he choked.
Yep.
Despite the losing record, I'm sure they'll be back. Oh, wait, that's right. They gave 3 first-round picks and $165 million in guaranteed money to that bum.
Yeah.
And now they're stuck with him.
Yep. Yeah, and in true Russell Wilson fashion, they threw the ball on 3rd down to stop the clock to give the Raiders time to go and tie the game. That's perfect.
That's absolutely.
Thanks, Russ.
Yeah. Enough talking about the Donkeys. Now I must address the team more, specifically our owner and his comments regarding our head coach. I understand Rome wasn't built in a day, but the Romans have had what McDaniels doesn't, is that unrelenting pursuit of a goal. Rome never quit and continued with campaigns even though it looked like they should sue for peace. I don't know what this win does before the team, but he shouldn't have given another year. As for Ziegler, I believe he deserves 2 more years. By then, his first draft class will be in year 3 and will have a good idea of what he's at as a talent evaluator. This class looks good on the offensive line. It's just his free agency class that looks like hot garbage. That's all for this twin. Happy Thanksgiving, Raider Nation. Yours truly, Matthew Mangus, proud made man, 2-time Gemini Man winner.
Hey, nice job, Matthew Mangus.
Matthew.
Matthew has strong opinions on Josh McDaniels, boy.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
Not a lot of love for old JMD there.
I'm not
yeah.
sure there's any. Okay. Oh, here we go. Paul.
Paul?
All right, Paul. Evening, everybody. This week's email is about donkeys, tanking, and leadership. We saw a little bit of everything again on Sunday. There were glimpses of good and what could be, and a little of the bad we've already seen too often this season. Ultimately, and most importantly, though, we beat the donkeys again, and that feeling is really sweet. It never gets old. It really doesn't. Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby, and Davante Adams were exceptional on the night. Jacobs should be kept, in my opinion. Restructure his contract and keep him. The kid should have Interstate 25 on his jersey because he's always running through Denver.
Nice.
The biggest compliment I can pay to Mad Max is that he could have played in our badasses teams. He's so relentless and dedicated.
Oh, love that.
As for Davante Adams, every so often you come across a player that has that extra star quality about him, and man, this dude is different gravy. What a player he is. Saying all that, my favorite facts and figures from Sunday are these. The Russell Wilson contract is 5 years, $242.5 million, including $50 million signing bonus, $161 million guaranteed at an average of $48.5 million a year, all to achieve 14.7 points a game. And to that, as dysfunctional as we are, the Las Vegas Raiders have never lost to the Broncos, and we've swept them 3 seasons in a row. I can see it now. The image of John Elway in his paddock, nervously tapping the ground with his hoof as the score came in on the radio. Gnawing away at a bit in his mouth, oats from his nose, bag flying everywhere. Why the long face, Johnny boy? Okay. In overtime, as DC let the ball go and the camera picked up Davante leaving a broken Patrick Surtain in his wake, it's a wonder you didn't hear me screaming all the way across the pond. As the pass was caught and Davante waved bye-bye to the Donkey fans, tears welled in my eyes, and the last few months meant nothing right then and there. We had won, and that's all that mattered. There are a few things in life that are better than a Raiders win. It's like a sneeze, it's like a sneeze, only better. I did spare a thought for Tyrone Graves, though, probably being made to sleep outside over Thanksgiving as a punishment. Hashtag pray for Tyrone. I've seen on numerous podcasts that some in the nation weren't happy with the win because we weakened our draft position. I would never tell any fan what they should be thinking or how to support the team, but if you didn't feel happy that we won, then I don't know what to tell you. I understand the logic behind the argument, but I can't watch a Raiders game and not want us to win. How can we preach just win, baby, and then sit there without caring, especially when it's against the Colorado home for the bewildered? If there were
He put that way better than we did, too,
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way.
he did.
No one's ever going to judge you for fanning however you choose to fan your fandom. Right. But it doesn't compute in my mind because it is just win, baby. Like that's it. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for bringing Paul brought it together in 2 sentences quicker than the 3 of us could in a 20-minute rant.
Right.
He
Yeah.
did. If there were guarantees with draft picks, then I'd be more understanding of the idea of tanking. But there aren't, and how do we know who the GM and draft will draft anyway? We've all got ideas that a top quarterback or defensive lineman could be chosen, but equally it could be Dave Dole, a one-legged punter from Dork University, if it fits their scheme. I've always believed that the roster is built on the lower rounds anyway, and that's who you pick, not when you pick it. Personally, I wouldn't be looking for a quarterback early in the draft. I want the entire draft to be on the defense, and I'm sick of us not having a ball-breaking Ray Lewis type player. So if that's a top 3 pick and we're out of range, that's where Dave Ziegler has to earn his money. I suppose we'll have to, quote, trust the long pause. Damn, I nearly said trust the process. Oh, crap. Now I've said it anyway.
Damn it, Paul.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
The show is going so well.
You said it is what it is. See, now I've said that as well. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
That guy's getting in my head too much. There's been a lot of talk about leadership, or the lack of it, recently. Leadership comes in many forms, a quiet word in private for some, smashing coffee mugs up the wall, and a screaming match for others. You'd be left in no doubt about your responsibilities and who the leaders were, being in the locker room with Gene Upshaw, Phil Villapiano, Matt Millen, or Howie Long. An NFL locker room must be a unique environment, and the game and attitudes have changed a lot over the years. But I still think an Upshaw or a Millen is needed. I'm not sure we have one right now, but we need to find one if we're going to succeed. On to the Sea Dorks now on Sunday. I'm an old fart, and I can remember these dreadful people from the old AFC West days. I haven't forgotten the likes of Steve Largent, Brian Bosworth, Dave Krieg, and Kenny Easley. I want them beaten. Sorry if that upsets some of you. I'd like to join in the Thanksgiving celebrations by saying how thankful I am for what you guys do, and Mr. Al Davis, probably the greatest American in history, because he gave us the Raiders, and that flame will never go out.
Come on.
QB Jeff, if you're listening, I'd like the baked turkey cran, please. Yes, yeah. Have a great Thanksgiving, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Polly Award winner 2019 and 2022. Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man.
Five time times two.
Oh, he's got five time times two winner here.
Five time times two.
That's what he's.
No, we'll see.
He always he.
Okay, so this I think deserves some clarification.
Clarification.
Okay, so when he was a 5-time winner. We started saying five time, because that's what Booker T does.
Right.
Because he was the 5-time champ, and he would say five time. So that's why Mosh and I started saying 5 times. That's not 15.
Right.
It's just 5. So he's now 5 times 2 because he's won it 10 times.
Okay.
So it's 5 time times 2.
Okay.
So there you go, Paul. So Paul probably doesn't even know who Booker T is. Or
I'll fix it in the next email.
Yeah, well, look up Booker T on YouTube. One of the most amazing wrestlers of all time, and that was his catchphrase: was five time.
Five time times 2. Winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Hey! Good job, Paul.
Paul?
Now it's 15 seconds, 15 times 2.
Paul.
Dang, Jeff,
that was good.
I know.
I
really
thought
good.
it was the recording.
Nah,
what the
that
hell?
was me, bro.
He's been practicing in the mirror.
I have.
Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Paul.
I met him with Paul.
Who?
Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
Darn right you are, Paul, and great job this week. We appreciate you, Paul, very, very much for closing out the emails. And let's go ahead and kick off the phone calls. And we're going to feature Cousin Sonny again here at the top of the calls. And appreciate Cousin Sonny. It's for those of you that have been with us a long time, you know Cousin Sonny is one of the co-founders of this show. The first Raiders Fan Radio, the first, 70 some odd episodes of Raiders Fan Radio was me and Cousin Sonny. And so let's check in with Cousin Sonny here at the top of the calls.
How about this for a hot take? If you don't like DC's locker room celebration, fuck you and your dog too. It's Cousin Sonny over here in the Pacific Northwest. Northwest? It's wet over here. The Northwest. Yeah. Anyway, man, Murph, today's a good day. You know why? I realized something. I'm a fan of human beings more than I'm a fan of the Raiders. But the Raiders are full of human beings, so I have to be a fan of the human beings as well. And, man, this was a good week, right? The Raiders won. Doesn't mean we're playoff bound. Doesn't mean we're a bust. We're not the worst thing in the world. We're not the embarrassment of the league. But we won a game. And it was cool to win a game. It was fun to see the team I root for win. Now, if I'm obsessive and compulsive about my team, I'm going to even be angry that we won because it's going to extend Derek Carr's legacy with the Raiders and blah, 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 blah. Or I can just keep it in perspective and be happy that the Raiders won. But, man, Murph, this game is about DC. More importantly, the video that emerged after the game of DC in the locker room after being so excited he won the game. He went to the other tunnel. He comes in the locker room and just gets like, it gives me the chills, Murph, thinking about it. I spent the last 2 years on the sideline and in the locker room of high school football. I'm doing some mental strength coaching work with one of the teams out here, the varsity teams. And I've been reminded that football is a game of young men, of boys playing catch in the backyard. And we as fans sometimes lose track of all that. We get caught up in conspiracy theories, and we get caught up in who we like and who we hate and this, that, and the other. Mind you, they have no idea who we are. But they're just people, Murph, like you and me. And if anyone's been around long enough, you recognize that life has a way of beating even the most proud men to a pulp. Life has a way of bringing good times to a crushing halt. And so whenever I find positivity in life, whenever I find goodness in life, I want to celebrate that. And it makes me happy. So, man, I'm happy for DC. I'm happy for that locker room. I'm happy for McDaniels. And hopefully we keep it going. Because, I mean, 10-7 in a playoff run wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, right? Go, Raiders.
All right, there he is, Cousin Sonny.
Sonny, man.
I love hearing a happy Sonny. Like,
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but man, talk about some good points. I like a happy Sonny.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good stuff there from Cousin Sonny. We appreciate you. And I look forward to hearing from him every week, hopefully, around here. Once again, back on Raiders Fan Radio. So good stuff there from Cousin Sonny. And if you want to hear more of Cousin Sonny, just go listen to some of our old back catalog. And there's tons of them in there. Absolutely. All right. So next up, okay, this is interesting. I'm curious to hear your guys' take on this one. I'm not going to say anything. We'll throw it to you, Michelle, first, and then you to Jeff after this. You talk about it. Because I think this guy was calling. This was the person that was blowing us up in the middle of the show last week.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is Alex, I believe, if I remember right, what his name was. So listen to this.
What's up, guys? Hey, first off, let me say I'm a big fan of your show. I am a Niner fan. Don't throw me off. But I enjoy listening to their show, and I just gotta say, from a distance, watching what's going on, there is just too much talent on this team to be 2-7. It is absurd. I mean, you guys got Adams, you got Carr. I mean, you got so much Walker, you got so much Waller. Excuse me, you got so much talent on this team, and it starts at the top, in my opinion. And, this is just further proof that McDaniels is not a head coach, or he's not head coach material. What he did in Denver, what he's doing here in almost at Oakland, where you guys belong, might I add. I wish you guys were back in the Bay. We do miss you here. But in Vegas, he's just not head coach material. He's the offensive coordinator, and that's where he belongs. The Raiders need somebody who would lead this team, might I add, lead this team, because that's what's missing. And it just seems, when you look at it from afar, it seems dysfunctional. It seems like everything's out of place. I had you guys going to the playoffs this year, and it's just ridiculous. And even though I am a Niner fan, man, I always got love for the Raiders because, you guys fans, you stick with them through the roughest times, and, I got to admire that. So, I hope you guys can turn it around this year. I love the show. Have a good rest of your night.
I'm fascinated that a Niners fan listens and loves our show. Like, it feels weird to, give him props for that because he's a Niners fan, but thank you. But, yeah, he almost sounds a little too passionate to be a Niners fan. Almost sounds like he's got a little bit of Raiders fandom in there somewhere because he sounds a little like he is more concerned about our coach and what's happening in our. But he sounds a lot like Raiders fans. He sounds a lot, the things he's saying about McDaniels, and I still think we need a whole season to see things develop. But interesting that a Niners fan.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for listening. I hope you're subscribed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, smash the bell for
Smash
sure.
the button, yeah.
Yeah. No, you know what? And I liked that as well because he sounded like how all of us sounded last week. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Like I think like Sonny said, what a difference a week makes, or or maybe Paul said that or whatever. But it was funny to hear, I'm a Niner fan, but I still got love for the Raiders.
He misses.
You would never hear that in an opposite way.
No,
I'm a Raiders fan, but man, I got love for the Niners. Bullshit.
No, I don't.
Ain't no love for the Niners, you know what I mean? So, but hey, but I got love for you.
That's right.
Niner
But I
fan
got love
Colin.
for you.
That's
That's right.
Alex, whatever. Thanks for the call, man. We appreciate it. 2 more
absolutely.
times, and you could become a made man on Raiders Fan
We've
Radio.
never had a fan of an opposing team because Miss Ebony don't front.
can't
You
count
are
her.
not
She's
a
a
fan.
Raider.
She's
She's a
Raider.
Raider.
We have never had a made person of that was a fan of the opposite team. But listen, Alex, because look, you give us our flowers and our respect, we give it right back to you, man. Like, and we appreciate your
When
listenership.
do we play the Niners?
New Year's Day.
Hey, dude, get 2 more calls in and call us the week of that game.
Yeah.
Because we will make you on Niner
Oh,
week.
that would be awesome, dude. Good call, Jeff.
That's a great. Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool, right? Yeah. So listen, and we always say in the chat room too, like, because we'll get fans of other teams and like people will come and try to blow up our chat and like that kind of stuff. And like, we ain't got time for any of that kind of nonsense. But if you just want to jump in and have fun, like, man, we're welcome to all comers around here. It doesn't matter. So if you're a fan of another team and you just like the show, and hey, I take that. Okay, I'll just say this. Then I'm gonna shut up. I take that as a hell of a compliment.
Hell yeah.
Because he doesn't like the team that we're talking about, so that means he likes us.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the biggest compliment you could give us is that, like, I don't really like your Raiders stuff, but you guys are cool enough for me to listen to. Like,
I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, man, it's fun stuff, man. So appreciate you, Alex, the Niner fan, and and definitely, and let us make sure I got that name right when you call back. But yeah, definitely appreciate your patronage.
Yes.
All right, next up. So, you know, all the callers are my favorites.
Sure.
No one needs a disclaimer.
Is the thumb on the scale maybe
My
a little on this
thumb
one?
just a little bit, because this guy's quickly climbing the ranks is one of my favorites to listen to every week. I'll just say that. Let's check in down there in Southern California with our new good friend, Animal Mother.
Animal Mother, calling in. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go, Adams. Yes. That's it, dude. Fire. It's my middle kid's birthday, so happy birthday, Benny. Shout out to all the other made men and women. Yeah, dude. Terrible watch that game. Heart attack after heart attack. But you know what, dude? Watching them put Denver down like that brings a tear of joy to my eyes. Shout out to Crosby and Perryman. Perryman showed up. Perryman was coming in hard. Crosby was Crosby. But, man, I don't care if our season sucks. Good to beat the Donkeys. Yeah, on my son's birthday. Love it. Love you guys. Cheers. Let's go, Raiders.
Nice. Appreciate you, Animal Mother. Oh my gosh, so funny.
Yeah, he was tipping him back, I think, maybe a little bit.
There might have been a couple.
Possibly,
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Couple of pops.
You know what? It's so funny. Here, I'll give you a little inside baseball. Nothing's kept me more sober during a Raider game than the fact that I have to go on the Silver and Black Today show afterwards, like right afterwards, because there's been a couple times it's gotten a little close. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like, hey, Scott. like trying to like keep it together, you know what I mean? Because there's especially after a game like that, man, where it's a later game, it's all exciting, like you're feeling it a little bit, having some adult beverages during the game. Yikes! Yeah. Anyway, so cool. I'm right with you, Animal Mother. I'm just saying that, and love those calls, and I kind of like those. I love those like immediate calls. Those right after the game, like give us your emotion, like good or bad. Like we want to hear your emotion. I love those calls. All right, next up, let's check in with another. I call him recent, but he's kind of been around here a hot minute now, and I always enjoy hearing his calls as well. Let's check in with our good buddy Donovan.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Donovan, man. Hey, Raider Nation, feel good, don't it? Yeah, you've been looking for this feeling for a while now, man. It feel good, don't it? Did you see, man? I know you seen Max Crosby out there, man. Never mind the effort, man. Actually, you pay attention to that effort, man. That's he's a Raider, man. If we don't get that blocked field goal before halftime,
come on,
who knows, bro? Did you see the offense? Did you Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, and Foster Moreau? Even Mac Hollins was getting in there, like I said last call. AJ Cole, the Iceman, Daniel Carson. They got to carry us, man. Did you see the Devontae Adams and Derek Carr connection, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, however you want to say it? It's real, man. It's real, bro. And the defense, once again, stepped up, man. This team is coming together, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I know some of y'all want to tank. Let's just tank. You cannot have that mindset when just win, baby.
Let's go.
That's the mindset, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Let's say we at what 3-7 right now. What happens if we get to 4-7, 5-7, 6-7, 7-7? Oh, we at 500, 7-7. Last 3 games of the season. The Steelers, the 49ers, and the Chiefs. How we gonna act, man? How we gonna act? I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. We doing this without Hunter Renfrow or Darren Waller. Not saying we don't need him, but come on, man. Derek Carr is doing it, bro. He's doing it. Raider Nation, we gonna be good, man. All right? It's commitment to excellence, man. All right? And I'm gonna end it with this. You want to feel better? Just win, baby. That's all. We good, man.
Let's go. Nice
great
job, Don.
call. Yeah.
Great call.
Fantastic.
Has he ever won the Sizzler?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He might be in the running
That was
for
a
it this
good
week. That was a fantastic call,
that was a
Donovan.
great call. It
I
sounds
love,
like he's hanging out with Beto.
oh, with the night bomb going off? With the smoke alarm going off? Yeah, we haven't heard from Beto in a while. But yeah, maybe they live in the same house.
Maybe. Yeah, the roommates.
Maybe
the roommates.
Roommates or something, yeah. But yeah, man, that was great. I love it. My favorite part of that is when he goes, just win, baby. That's the mentality.
Yeah.
Right.
The end.
it.
Like that was so well done, Donovan. Great job. All right, next up, let's go down to Houston and hear from our buddy, the historian. And if you've listened to this show long enough, you know exactly where this call is going to go after we beat the Donkeys.
Well, yeah.
Murph, my swag, Jeff Nation, mid men and mid women. Let me ride that donkey, donkey. 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 Please, please, please. I'm thankful to know you all, and hope you all have a great Thanksgiving with your loved ones and family and friends. It was great in overtime when Foster Moreau caught that pass and set up the next play, which was Davante Adams getting that touchdown. I know it's the Broncos, but a win is a win. We're back, baby. One day at a time. And God bless. Go Raiders. Goodbye.
There is Houston Raiders Steve. God bless you, my friend, and happy Thanksgiving right back at you. Always love to hear Houston Raiders Steve singing the donkey song there at the end. That's the best, man.
So good.
That's the best. That will never get old.
Ever.
No, never.
Never. And so we've got to hear that song 6 times in a row now, which has been
Right.
fantastic.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, so good stuff there from Houston Raiders Steve. Appreciate you. All right, another guy that's emerged up the ranks here is one of the newer favorites. Let's check in with our buddy down in Alabama. This is Josh in the 703.
What's up, fam? Yes.
Right off the bat, huh?
Take the donkey. That was a fucking hell of a win. I know a lot of people are going, man, we're 3-7, and man, the Broncos. I just want to say, did anyone watch that game and look like? And I know our defense played good yesterday. They were playing one of the worst offenses. Anyone look at that Broncos defense and go, damn, if we had a defense like that, where the hell we would be at in this season? Because that Broncos defense, I mean, yeah, they gave it the touchdown stuff, but man, that's a good defense. I can't take that away from Russell Wilson. I just saw Melvin Gordon got waved.
Ooh, yeah.
I really wish he had stayed with them. Those fumbles come in handy. But anyway, I said this, I don't know, 5-6 weeks ago, and I saw Murph where you posted that online, and the team, Carr is the leader of the team. Again, not saying he's the best quarterback ever. No one's made that claim. But when you see that locker room reaction, and they're shouting DC, DC, and all that stuff, you can just go, okay, yeah, maybe you can find a better quarterback than him. But you're going to find very few better leaders than him. And all these people who want to trade him, you're going to give away the heart and soul of this team. That's my opinion. Like I said, leadership comes in different styles, different ways. He is the leader of that team. Fucking pumped. It was a great weekend. Hopefully we can keep the momentum. Wondering what's going on with Nate Hobbs and, I think Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller got to be down for another game or two. That sucks, but hopefully we can go on a little run until they get back. But, you know what it is.
Man, fuck the sea chicken.
Nice. Good stuff there from our buddy Josh. Appreciate you. Good call there. All right. I always love how he ends those calls. That's so fun.
So good.
All right. Next up, let's check in with our good buddies, the Twins, over there in Fremont, California, coming from the 510. This is the Mangus Boys.
Bear Nation, once again, this is your Mangus Twins. One half of your RFR WWE Tag Team Champions of the World. What a win, man. What a win. But hang on. I gotta get something off my chest. I'm pretty sure everyone saw the game previous, so here's one more thing. I need to open a can of warpath on Adam Rank. What? And Dennis Jeremiah. What? And Steve Wolf. What? And Jay Patra. What? And Jay Gordon. What? And E. Holmes. What? And M. Selzer. What? And Short. What? Y'all thought the Broncos were gonna beat us? Guess what? They were down in last place. We just beat the candy shit out of them. And guess what, Raider Nation? We're gonna take this all the way into Seattle, and we are going to kick the Seattle Sea Chickens. And if you ain't down with that, well, this twin, one half of your RFR WWE Tag Team Champions of the World, says if you ain't down with that, well, this twin got 2 words for ya.
Suck it!
Yes.
The Mangus Boys. I love it. Their commitment to bits is unmatched. No one else, whether they're doing scenes from movies or their wrestling bits or whatever, their commitment is above all else. We appreciate you. All right, so this is a fun one. We talked about how we love how fandom manifests in different ways creatively, right, for different members of Raider Nation. So our good friend Lalo Moloso and his son, Mr. Los Angeles, sent this in this week. Okay, so it's a song. It's the first time we've heard them do a song.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, and they reference Sonny's beats at some point in the setup of this. So while they're doing the song, first I just let it go. It's just their voices alone.
Right.
But then towards the end of it, or a little ways into it, I went ahead and added one of Cousin Sonny's beats into it. And so this is a blast. So this is Lalo Moloso and his son, Mr. Los Angeles. We got to meet them. Valerie and I did. We got a chance to meet them at the preseason game at Allegiant this year. And I believe they go to all the games. If they did, hey, if you're going to be at the game in December, definitely look us up. Or if you're going to be in Vegas in general, we'll all be down there for the Blitnikoff weekend. But let's check in with them without further ado with Lalo and Mr. LA.
What's up, Raider Nation? Lalo Maloso here with
Mr. Los Angeles.
Bringing you a voicemail that hopefully makes you laugh. Murph, you're very hip at knowing what the kids say these days. But some rap music is now trap music. Am I right? So with all due respect, I grew up on hip-hop, rap from the 80s, 90s, and some of the 2000s. But in my opinion, no disrespect to me, this trap music is nothing but a bunch of mumble words combined with auto-tune and sounds like I say all that to say this. Here's our attempt at a trap rap song on an iPhone about Donkey's Country. Keep in mind, it's not nowhere the high-quality, hard-hitting Cousin Sonny beats that you hear on here. Here it goes.
Raider Nation. I think it's about that time. Yep. That we tell these donkeys what's on our mind. Yep. And back to the drawing board one more time. Yep. Raider Nation knows you got it all wrong. Yep. Because you just lost to the Raiders one more time. Yep. That's a 3-year sweep, and isn't it sweet? Yep. So it's now Broncos country. Let's cry. Yep. We'll see you next year 2 more times. Yep. We'll be saying Broncos country. Let's try. Yup. Here's one last thing to waste your time. Yup. Your season is done, so please make it stop. Yup. It's now time to confess. You're not winning the West. Nope. We all knew you wouldn't when you said it. Yup. It's Donkey's country. I lied. Yup.
And with that, Raider Nation,
We're out.
Peace.
Oh, that's such a good job. Brilliant.
I love that.
Isn't that so fun, dude?
So freaking good, man.
Oh, I love it, man. Great job, Lala Maloso. Let me look at my glasses are fogging. Lala Maloso, Mr. Los Angeles, man. So fun, man. So good. Awesome. So, hey, I got to go off script. We got one more.
Okay.
And I apologize to the Raider Karaoke kid. He sent this last week. And I missed it because it came on a different email, whatever. Anyways, I missed it. But I've got it now. So this is prior to the win. So you hear him reference 2-7 Raiders. But let's go ahead and check in with the Raider Karaoke kid, and then we'll find out who this week's Sizzler is.
This is the Raider Karaoke Kid, with a song dedicated to one particular individual for the benefit of the entire Raider Nation. Old McDaniels had a team that he could coach, and on this team he had a Jacobs that he could coach, and he'd run him here and he'd run him there, here a run, there a run, not enough run. Old McDaniels had a team that he could coach. Old McDaniels had a team that he could coach, and on this team he had Devontae that he could coach. And he'd run around here and he'd run around there, here a route, there a route, not an effing jet sweep. Old McDaniels had a team that he could coach. Old McDaniels had a team that he could coach, and on this team he had a Carr that he could coach. Run this play here, run that play there. Do what I say, even if it doesn't work. Old McDaniels that he could coach. Old McDaniels had a team that he could coach, and on this team he had a defense that he could coach. With a whiff here and a whiff there, here a whiff, there a whiff. Somebody make a play. Old McDaniels had a team that he could coach. Old McDaniels had a team that
The commitment.
It's to
all
the
about the
end.
commitment.
on this team he had some players that he could coach. With a loss here and a loss there, here a loss, there a loss. Now he has to beat the boss. Old McDaniels had a team that he could coach. Old McDaniels had a team that he cannot coach, and now we see him for what he is, that he cannot coach. So we'll help him pack and we'll help him pack. Go away, maybe back to Denver. Old McDaniels had a team. Make our effing day. Get the hell out.
Nice. Good job, Raider Karaoke kid. Too fun, man. Great calls. I'll tell you, our sea of fans this season has been
They're
absolutely
getting better and better every week.
I mean, and do we have the smartest? We have the smartest people in Raider Nation in our chat room. Like, I mean,
well, yeah,
absolutely
really smart.
That's what,
takes from everybody.
right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because they're listening to us.
Because they're listening to us. That's exactly
Well,
what it is.
or we listen to them.
Yeah, no, right.
We
yeah,
listen to them.
No,
absolutely,
for sure.
No, but I got
good
to.
stuff.
It is just
It's
the quality
really
of and whether it's just a simple take,
right,
or whether it's because you're fiery, or whether it's because you're funny, or whether it's because you're creative. Like, there's all of these have like. I mean, I don't envy you a bit for awarding the Sizzler tonight, in which we award the Sizzler Jeff does to the best email or phone caller of the night. And so, Jeff, who do we have tonight, man? Tough sledding for you.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, tough sledding for sure. So we started with the emails. Hooligan Nation got made tonight, so much respect.
Oh,
Congratulations
right on,
to you, my friend. Silver and Black Mac, Matthew Mangus, and Paul kicked us off with some amazing, amazing emails. And then the voicemails. Sonny kicking it off, man.
Yeah.
That's so good. I'm so glad he's calling in the show. So glad he's a part of the family, back at the table full time.
Absolutely.
So much respect. So keep him coming, Sonny. Much respect to the Niner fan that calls. He's got love for us. He's got love for the Raiders, all that good stuff. So I don't know how true of a Niner fan he really is, but hey, come on in, Alex. You know the water's fine.
That's right.
So so Animal Mother called, fired up, ready to go. Houston Raider Steve riding that donkey, man. Josh in the 703 says, hell of a win. F the Broncos. Respect to our captain, DC. And man, F the Sea Chickens. And then Raider Karaoke Kid. Old McDaniels had a team. Amazing song, as always, bringing the fire. And I'm just going to give out 2 Sizzlers because I can't.
Nothing wrong with that.
I can't make up my mind. So we're going to give 2. So
when it's that good, it deserves a little.
So the first Sizzler tonight is going to a guy that says, feels good, don't it? Get ready for a run, Raider Nation. That is Donovan.
Donovan.
And the other Sizzler, I got only one thing to say. So that is Lala Maloso and Mr. Los Angeles. Everyone gets a Sizzler right there.
Hey, nice job. Great call, Jeff. Great call.
Sizzler. 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 Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, this is AJ Cole from the last.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So, oh my gosh. So, hey, chat room, I appreciate everybody that is in there tonight.
No kidding, man.
Sorry we couldn't join you live tonight, but we all got cooking and preparing to do. So, and hope we're doing that because of Thanksgiving, and hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving. At the end of it, no matter what happens with all this football stuff, I know there's something in your life you could be thankful for, and just lean into that. I'm thankful for a win against the Broncos. You know what I mean? To keep it in perspective of the Raiders, thankful for that. Thankful for where this season may go. But but in terms of this show, I'm thankful to my co-hosts tonight, to Michelle and Swag Jeff. Y'all are the best. I think somebody in the emails referenced it. Michelle, you've been an amazing addition to the show.
Absolutely.
We appreciate, love having you here. And go ahead and take us on out.
Yeah, man, listen, it felt good to get to hear a little positivity from Raider Nation. Like, that feels good, like heading into Thanksgiving. So we do have so much to be thankful for. So I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy to share this with you guys. Like, man, just give thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Find it.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you here. And thanks to everyone else that's here in the chat. We can't see it because this is a premiere. We're not live. Hey, but thanks to everyone in the chat. Paul, I'm sure, is in there. I'm going to respect him as always. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to...
Can I say this real fast?
Say it.
Thank you to the 4,000 of you that subscribe to us now on YouTube. Thank you to all our show is hitting unprecedented heights in terms of audio listens.
Cool.
The momentum behind Raiders Fan Radio is phenomenal. It's all because of what you are doing on behalf of this show to promote the One Nation Foundation. And I can't thank you all enough. That is such an amazing thing. It's all about you. More of you and less of us is a good thing.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks to everyone for tuning in to another episode of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas, it started in Oakland.
Damn right it did.
Good night, everybody.
Go to TeePublic and get you some gear.
There you
Let's
go. Get your gear on, bruh. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you guys.
Malingerers.
Goodbye.